One more time, here we go. Right-wingers need love too. We all need love, indeed we do. Now you don't have to love my right-wing point of view, but right-wingers need love. Right-wingers need love. Right-wingers need love too.
Friends, Romans, Kentuckians. Howdy, neighbors. It's Lonesome Al Barger here, and as usual, I am mad this perfectly lovely June the 1st of 2012. Most particularly, right this moment, I am cheesed off about beggars who frequently block traffic in the streets when I'm trying to get to work in Connersville, Indiana. Y'all can take this as it applies or doesn't in your neck of the woods. But look, if I caught my young godson playing in the street right in the middle of a busy intersection, I would tan his hide and hurt his little feelings. Better that he have fodder for some shrink 20 years later than for him to cause a wreck and get killed now. Yet, for some reason, we encourage exactly this dangerous and foolish behavior among adults. More specifically, we have people in Connersville out collecting money for charity in the middle of our busiest intersection, seemingly at least once a month. This is not only tolerated, but treated as if it were a civic virtue rather than a dangerous traffic hazard. I don't know exactly what kind of charities they're out collecting for, nor do I particularly care. Most likely it is somehow for the children. Thus, any objections indicate that the objector doesn't care about widows and cripples and orphans. He may even be suspected of being a Republican. But I'm so far to the right that I make Rush Limbaugh sound like President Obama, so I don't really care. You could just say that I'm evil and heartless, as may be. Nonetheless, a tin cup in the street is a very poor way of providing for charity. It's not only a safety hazard, but also it is not a good investment of the volunteer's time. If the point of the exercise was actually to raise funds for a cause, rather than primarily to be seen as charitable with public gestures like a Sadducee or a Pharisee, then the crippled orphans would probably be ahead money if these people simply spent that time working an extra shift at their job. Thus, by the way, actually being productive in society, and then quietly donating the extra pay. Plus, the streets would be safer, and they'd be setting a better example for the children. But if you really feel that you must make such a public display, pretty please take your tin cups and stand out in front of the liquor store asking for change like the other beggars. At least you'll be out of traffic. Besides which, you shouldn't be casting temptation into your brother's pathway. Now, this is an important point. I've got to tell you, do-gooders playing in the middle of traffic are an awful temptation for right-wing nutjobs. Of course, I would never purposely run over a pedestrian in traffic, not even a congressman. But accidents will happen, especially to dumbasses who insist on playing in freaking traffic. All right, I'll stop with it. Let me take just a moment to thank Dr. BLT for the Right Wingers theme song, and to thank heaven for little girls. You can find more Outcast and more of my foolishness in general on the worldwide electronic interweb at www.morethings.com, MORETHINGS.com. So then, let's finish up with the words of Jesus. Jesus agrees with me on this as on most subjects. But far be it from me to put words in his mouth. So let's close with Jesus' own words as recounted in the official version of the Bible, which is to say the King James Version. during the big Sermon on the Mount, as recorded in Matthew chapter 6, Jesus said, "Take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them. Otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth." Amen.